Appreciate it.
Thank you.
When we come back, guys, we're going to have Preston. Ely, right, Preston?
Yes.
All right, and Franklin, talk about how you got started in real estate.
Well, I got started a little bit differently. I screwed up in everything, basically.
Did you go to college?
I did go to college. I'm actually former military. Right after high school, probably about 2 months after, I was shipped off to basic training in Fort Knox, Kentucky. And never go to Kentucky in October in shorts, and that's pretty much what I did. Right after that, you know, I was in the military for 7 years, so what I did is, at the end of my term, I went to the Middle East for Operation Iraqi Freedom. And right before I went to the Middle East to fight this war, actually, that we're still in, I was doing a little bit of real estate. I took the seminars on my off time. I took some time off to do the seminars. And I went to this free seminar. And after paying $3,500 to this free seminar, it was just a total ripoff. And it was funny because at the actual seminar, I bought my first property.
Really?
Yeah, so what I did is I opened up the newspaper, pretty sure like everybody else does, and I just saw the first thing that said, "Great deal."
Yeah.
So I was like, nobody lies. At least in my mind,
Right.
being for the military, I'm like, you know, everybody's got integrity and loyalty, and I'm like, it's got to be a great deal. So I called the guy up, and I talked to him, and I think I negotiated a great deal on this property, and it was a horrible deal. And so, but I did buy the property. I rehabbed it with my dad. My dad almost broke his back falling off a ladder, and that was my first experience. It was buying a property, trying to flip it. I sold the property, but I forgot about closing costs and taxes and all those other things that work with a property, and so I lost my life savings, which at the time was like everything I ever had. And I was like, man, I don't know if I want to do this again. So right after that period, yeah, thanks, Preston. So right after that time period, then I got shipped off to the Middle East. They said, okay, you're going to be going to Iraq for the next 6 months.
So you went during this
war, 2000,
war,
yeah, April of 2003.
Okay.
And so when I went over there, it was funny because when I touched down to the Middle East, I was so intrigued about real estate. I was reading every book you could think of. Russell Whitney, Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump, 10 times over, The Art of the Deal, whatever. Because first of all, you're bored, you know, a lot of the times. During the day, you're bored. You're not watching TV, you're just reading. And so I'm reading all these books, and I'm like, man, you know what? This desert, I wonder who owns this desert. I was like, how do you buy something out here?
Right.
And I had that passion for real estate over there, and I was like, when I get back, this is what I'm going to do for a living. And when I got shipped back, I had 2 more years to go, but I did start in real estate part-time. I would have to go to work at McDill at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I would leave at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I had a mentor that I would work at his shop from 1 o'clock, from when I got out of work, which is at 1, I got there at 1:30 until about 8 o'clock at night. And I just did that for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years. And I just would start buying property slowly, start doing it right, and I still screwed up a whole bunch. I mean, I wrote a book, the same thing. It's called How to Screw Up in Real Estate and Still Be Successful. And it was just constant mistakes, but then I finally started making some progress. And out of that progress, that taught me a lot. And I just thank God that I survived, never had to file bankruptcy or anything like that, and just learned from my mistakes.
So you learned from the mistakes you made, and then you just kept, you know, learning and improving. Did you do the same thing, Preston, when you started, or were you, I guess, a quick learner?
I've never made any mistakes. It's amazing.
In real estate?
No. You know what? My mistakes have been really few, though.
Right.
Because I had a mentor. Mentor's kind of...
So that was able to, the mentor is the key, as they say.
Yeah.
So that was able to smooth out a lot of your learning curve.
Yeah.
So when people are out there, they should know that there's other people that'll teach them and help them out, right?
Sure. Well, the mentor takes the fear out of the equation and takes a lot of the mistakes that you're going to naturally make.
Because they've already made them, right?
Right.
So you want to be, so now the amazing thing is you kept going, right, Franklin?
Yeah, I didn't quit. I mean, I did everything from condo conversions to commercial deals to buying multifamilies. At one time I had over 35 rentals by myself. I wasn't married at the time. It was just me, and still in the military. And to me, I just thought I was unstoppable. I could do it all. So that's why I just kept on trucking at it. And, you know, through the successes, you're going to have your hard times. You know, that's just reality. So that's kind of how I played it out.
So now, when you went through the hard times, right now, what you're doing property management, what have you learned through that experience? And what is your favorite kind of real estate investing?
I mean, right now, our company, we do it all, to be honest with you. My wife, she handles the property management side. Honestly, that's kind of how we stay married. She handles one aspect, I handle different aspects. I love her to death, though. She's really the one that changed my whole aspect of thinking. But we do short sales. We have a mortgage company. We have a probate side of the company that just deals with that, wholesaling, mentorship, coaching. So I try to deal with all aspects. And my big philosophy is I want to perfect it all. Because real estate really is my passion. You know, to me, whatever your passion is, money's going to follow. So it's not even about the money. The money will come. The money is very easy to make in real estate. But you've really got to know what you're doing, and you can't really screw people over. So I just want to have integrity in everything I do and just give people a good product.
Are you able to do all those things well, equally? Because it's very tough when you're trying to juggle a few things at the same time and do them all well.
Yep. Well, definitely what we do is we outsource a lot. You know, as long as if I have control over what's going on, then I'm going to outsource. But I have control of, okay, what is this individual telling my clients or my coaching or anything else? And that's exactly how I work with all that.
Preston, do you outsource a lot of things?
As much as possible, yeah.
So like you said, you're always thinking, how am I going to duplicate it?
Yeah, definitely.
So that way you don't have to do it again.
Sure.
So that's a big thought in your mind that helps you duplicate just about anything you need duplicated, right?
Yeah, all my employees and all my staff is all virtual. They all work out of their houses. They all are in other countries and stuff like that.
So they're held. So what you do is get other people that hold themselves accountable. That way you don't have to chase anyone.
Sure.
So that takes a lot of stress out of the equation.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of other people might say, okay, I want you doing this, that. You find people already motivated that want to do what it is that you're into.
Yeah.
So that way it really alleviates a lot of the stress that other people will have, right?
It alleviates my stress.
Because I'm assuming they're just as passionate as you are.
Sure.
Except they're at a different level, right?
Exactly.
And is that the way you feel about it as well, Franklin?
Yeah, I mean, I don't do as much virtual as Preston. Probably I do a little bit more because I'm a little bit more local. We're not national yet. But I know if I get to that status of nationally, of course you have to. I mean, there's no choice. But as long as you have control of what these people are actually saying, you know, then you could work it out. Then you could do something with that.
When you say, what do you mean by saying? When they go out there and negotiate something, you make sure that they're.
I believe everybody that works for me is a direct reflection upon me. So if I have somebody that's telling somebody else something that I don't believe in, or lying to them, or saying something in real estate that I know is incorrect, then I don't want that person on my team. You know, I want to have an all-star team. So if I don't have an all-star team, then to me, I don't want those people on my team. I might as well recruit, you know, try to get somebody else on my team. That's how I look at it.
So you grow through slow progress, but as you add one and then another person, the quality is there. So you have a small network of people, but they're pretty powerful, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's the whole key to me in business. I mean, you figure Microsoft got started with 2 people. Look how powerful they are. And so I look at those models as modeling my own company. So we could start off small, but right now with the internet and everything, you're pretty powerful, and that's how I want to work my business.
And Preston, you just look at it differently, right?
Well, no, the same, except for I'm a little bit more careless with what I do. I'll go bring in 50 people, and then whichever one doesn't represent me good, just they're gone. And
but you still weed out you still have the
course.
Quality there, because if someone didn't say something that because that's a bad reflection upon you just as well.
Absolutely.
Because they're out there saying that you're their mentor or whatever.
Yeah.
And you don't want that in your organization.
But I agree with everything you said.
So you could grow quicker as well when you teach a lot of people. These people aren't right. I'll work with these people, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a throw it all against the wall, see what sticks, and you know. But that's just me. There's all types of different people in the world and different ways of doing stuff. And
Franklin, where do you see yourself going? I mean, I see a lot of times when you send the email, you got the pictures of you and your wife, and it always stands out, and it's different. Where do you see your business going in the next few years?
I see it right now that, to me, the way that we're trying to grow the business is I'm trying to grow it long term. Some of my mentors are like Pete Fortunato. I know you've had Larry Holbert over here. Those are my distant mentors. I don't know them on a personal basis, like one-on-one. I could eat lunch with them, but distantly, I know what they're doing. And I want to base it on basically having a great life, a great family life, and everybody around me is prospering over the stuff that I could teach. But it has to be long term. You know, I want to look at that plan and be 80 years old and not worry about anything, and know that my family doesn't have to worry about anything also, because I you know, really worked hard on trying to get my business to really strive.
How big is faith in your life and in your business?
It's pretty big. I mean, that's honestly that's the only reason why I'm still here. I don't. If it wasn't for faith, honestly, I wouldn't be here. I'm adopted, first of all, and my mother passed away at a very young age. So